I will call the meeting to order. We'll go ahead and do roll call, and we'll start over here.
Library Director Nancy Bell.
Breck Spears, formerly UW Oshkosh, member at large.
Doug Iverson, Alderman, City of Ripon, and Board Representative for the council.
Janet Bosco, just a member.
Travis Lipto, School District Representative.
Lisa Weeks, President of the Board.
Tiffany Brault, County Board Representative. Nancy Baird, just a member.
Your trustee.
Okay.
Dakota Coots, board member.
Just a board member. Very important. You are all important.
Very important.
Okay, so since we have two new
Welcome.
board members, I'd like to kind of go around and just give a little bit of information about ourselves and then allow you guys to introduce yourselves as well. So Nancy, can we start with you? Just tell her how long you've been in the position, just a little bit about
Yeah.
yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Nancy Bell. I'm the new director. I've been here since July 7th. So it's a month and 5 days that I've been here. I'm
It's been a long
excited
month
to
and
be
5
here.
Yeah, how long was it? The longest one of her life.
Breck?
Oh, and I enjoyed the article about you and
Oh,
everything,
thank
Tom. I got all your background. I'm Breck. I also, right now, I coach tennis in Oshkosh, a couple of small teams. Just got back from Iowa. I was at a national senior tennis tournament, people 50 and over. Found out I'm not quite as good as I thought, but I won a couple matches.
That's good.
Doug Iverson, I've been on the board for either a member at large or as a council representative for a decade now.
Janet Bosco, I'm a former librarian, did work here for a while, not for a long time. And yeah, I have a master's in library science, but then I worked in IT, healthcare IT.
Travis Lipto, Director of Technology for the school district. Been with the board, I think this is, just got done with my 5th year.
How long you been with the school, Trey?
Just got done with my 6th year.
Okay.
I mean, technically, since 2004, was hired as a consultant.
Oh,
for
really?
A lot of that, but then 6 years ago came board.
Huh.
I'm Lisa Weeks. I'm the president. This is well, I've had one full year on the board, and then they put me in charge, so I must have done something right, or nobody wanted the job. I'm not sure which it is.
Both.
Thanks, Breck. I too worked at the library when Janet was a librarian, and I was a page here back when I was, very little and
Oh,
didn't have any
really?
gray hair. Yes, I was 18, 19, something like that.
So just a few years ago.
Just a few years ago, thank you. That made up for what you just said.
You said you were qualified was one of the things, and I said,
Oh, okay, it wasn't that nobody else wanted the job.
oh,
Not at
that's
all.
true too.
Both can be true, okay. Tiffany?
Well, and I'm actually pretty new to the board as well. I've only been here for a couple of months. I'm on the county board, so I was asked to be the county board representative for the library board. I actually don't live in Ripon, so I feel bad because I don't really use the Ripon library. I live in Fond du Lac. I'm the Fond du Lac City Council president as well. And actually, I'm a former librarian too. Like 10, 15 years ago, I was the director of the library in Iron Ridge, tiny little community in Dodge County. And then I worked for a couple of years also in Horicon High School as their library aide. So that's kind of, I think, why I was voluntold to be here. I love libraries.
I don't want to show my ignorance, but city council president, is that like Al Schrader was here for years? Is it
Yeah.
Same thing.
A little, very similar.
Well, a little bigger, I'm gonna say.
A little bit different
Yeah.
than Fond du Lac.
Yeah, it's a little different because we don't have a mayor, so I think the council president's a little different when you have a mayor.
Nancy Baird. I am a current librarian at the Nina Library, so,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't know.
When did they build the new Nina Library? About 6 years ago?
2000.
2000.
No way, so 25 years ago.
And I've been there since '99, so
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Hopefully retiring soon, so then, yeah, just not have to commute. I don't know, what else do you want to know?
Good for now.
I lived in Ripon for 10 years.
Dakota again. I've seen many of you at Mo's Coffee House. I've been there for 13 years. I have not worked in any form of library.
Fresh
Okay.
voice.
But she can read, I
I
confirm.
can read, yes. I'm okay with that. And I'm starting a new job at the end of the month.
What's your favorite book?
Huh. I don't think you want to know the
No,
answer to that.
What's your job?
I'm going to Ripon College.
Oh,
As a student?
No, I will be doing housekeeping with my mother-in-law, because Muggs is actually closing.
Guess what?
Muggs is closing,
Mom.
Why?
so.
Was it a new one?
Wait a minute.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, there's a new one coming.
I mean, the one
No. There's a new coffee shop coming into Muggs, so,
Oh, into the building
yes,
that's being sold.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be good, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
it's fine, it's fine.
I had a moment of panic.
All right,
All right,
well,
well,
welcome
welcome.
to you two ladies, I appreciate you being here. All right, we need to approve the minutes from the July 15th board meeting and the July 22nd special meeting. Can I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carried. Okay, so everyone has a binder. We wanted to look at the trustee essentials, especially when we have new people coming on board, and also as a good reminder for all of us who are here and how we can most effectively fulfill our roles here. So the first essential that we have starts, it's essential number 4, effective board meetings and trustee participation. Preparation is the key. I think that's important with any meeting that you attend, but particularly here. Nancy and I work very hard to kind of get the agenda out so you have at least a couple of days to look through everything. I will say that the agenda that we have today is kind of jam-packed. It's more than what we normally have, but we have a few items that we're trying to, tie up some loose ends on. And so generally, we won't have terribly long meetings. That might change a little bit as we get more into like budget season and review season and, be starting committees, which, because that was in the email that Nancy sent out. So just under preparation is key. To a great extent, the work is done before the library board meeting, and that will help determine the effectiveness. And the next sentence is really what I think I want to focus on. So the board president and the library director need to work together in preparing materials to be sent out to board members before each meeting. I have partnered with Nancy since July 7th. So a month and two days, 5 days. And I feel recently like there hasn't been a day that's gone by that I haven't had to reach out to Nancy for something, or she's come to me with something. And I would say it's really key for us to be successful here that we have a good working relationship. And I hope that you think that we do, and that we've worked hard to make sure that everyone has what they need in order to follow this effectively. So the other point I wanted to make, because it was a little bit of a point of contention for us in the last couple of meetings, is the part about public comment. So we are not required to put that on our agenda, but it's always a good idea to put it on. So if members of the community want to come in and make a public comment, then there should be room on the agenda for them to do so. And my intention was to put that on the agenda going forward, but I forgot a number of things, and Nancy helped me remind me as I was putting this agenda together, and the one thing that I didn't think of was to put public comment. So, but that, we kind of wanted to look into that, because 2 meetings ago, we had someone come in and want to make a public comment, but they were not on the agenda, and so we had to postpone that, and actually had a special meeting in order for them to come in and speak. So if you want to just kind of take a look through that. If you haven't been on a library board before, there are a lot of rules and a lot of laws that we kind of have to operate under, and so it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with those. And we have a lot of people on here who are very experienced, and so if I step in something, they're willing to tell me when I mess up, which is good, and so we really have each other's backs here. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about there. Any questions or comments that people want to make on that?
Yeah, when I talked to the man that said he was supposed to be on the agenda. Is that my fault he wasn't on there? How did he not get on the agenda?
I think it was a breakdown in communication, between the previous president and I think when she made the agenda, probably just didn't
Oh.
remember that she had talked
Because it
with
was
him.
controversial.
It was a bit, and so, subsequent to that meeting, Doug suggested that I put it on there all the time, just to
Good.
have it on there, and I think that is a great idea, so we never have to worry about someone showing up wanting to speak and then not having the opportunity to do so, we
This-
will.
Did we put any kind of limit on that? I know at the council, what are they limited to?
3 or 5, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably
Three.
nice to have
That's-
some kind of limit on it, because that was quite long, I watched it.
Oh, you did, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Limit of 3 to 5 minutes, is that the recommendation?
yeah,
Well, sometimes you can get a lineup, and that's what happens at the council meeting, where they have another and another and another, and, you know, with some libraries, there's sometimes some controversy that a whole crowd might come in, so we probably
Yeah.
wanna set that, I would think.
yes.
And at MENA, they do it first, right after the approval. So then those people can leave.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, yeah, true, yeah,
That's a good
Definitely.
idea, and that
You
is,
never know how long it's
yeah.
gonna.
that is kind of where I intended
Just
to keep it.
I know
but-
it's at the end.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, any other comments or questions?
Well, and I'll just say, like, for our county board committees, like, we put right on the agenda, like, like, I could open it up, but it says, like, you have 3 minutes to talk about, you know, an item or whatever, so that, like, it's always right there in the agenda, people know that they're gonna be limited.
Yeah.
do you know what yours is? Do you remember?
For our committees, it's, I think, 3 minutes, but I'm gonna bring it up real quick.
I mean, 3 minutes is kind of long.
It's on the agenda, right?
It does have to be for something that's on the agenda, yes.
Yeah, so we have, members of, so our third item, so it's right after 15 minutes.
Right.
Members of the public who wish to address the committee must register the request with the chair to speak on a specific agenda item for a period not to exceed 3 minutes. And then we just have this, you know, open meetings laws and Robert's Rule of Order apply, so.
Is there any way you could send me a
I
copy of
could,
that?
yeah.
Okay, that would be great, then I can kind of mirror what
Mhm.
we have. All right, anyone else? Oh, go ahead.
The other way is, I would suggest we put it in the bylaws as just a thing, so that if there's ever any like changeover in who's on the board or who's the director, it is just stated in the bylaws and they don't have to go back through all of the minutes and agendas
That is
to like
excellent.
read all of the things that we put in there. So if it's just in the bylaws as part of it, I know Neenah Public Library has it in their bylaws as well.
Have we never had it in the bylaws?
I don't think so, we've never had it, basically, I mean, since I've been here.
Yeah.
I've been here all that long.
All right, I will add that to the action items for the next meeting that we have. All right, anyone else? Okay, let's move on to the director's report. Nancy?
Okay, director's report. So I'll start with some highlights of the stuff that's been going on. Some of it's gonna be repeated from the emails that I send you guys, but I also just like it in the public record. So highlights, so dementia-friendly designation for Ripon Public Library, all through the efforts of adult and teen services librarian Susie Mank. She collaborated with the ADRC of Fond du Lac County, and all of our staff actually took the dementia-friendly training. So we have a lovely certificate that we're looking forward to hanging once all of the finishings get done upstairs.
Dementia?
Kind of off of that is we did receive a $1,000 donation from SSM Health. This helps support the Memory Cafe program that Susie also leads. Again, having to do with, helping caregivers and families with, memory loss
Good.
situations. Otherwise, community engagement and resource development. So we recently had a little bit of, it wasn't an incident or anything, we just noticed that there was a family in need and we felt like we weren't fully equipped to help them reach the resources that they needed. So we reached out to the school resource officer, Lindsay Michaels, I believe is her last name, as well as Shannon at Traded Treasures. They have some exhaustive community resource lists. They're a little bit outdated. The one from Traded Treasures is from 2020 and the one that Lindsay has is from 2022. So staff and I are going to be looking at updating that and keeping it up to date, maybe posting on our website and working closely with the people in the community to help, just disperse the information more instead of saying, oh, you should go talk to this person, and then they say go talk to this person. So if they just have one document in one place, that would be really helpful. Kind of along with that, we met with Brenda Bertram, who works with Family Connect Wisconsin. They recently launched something called Care Portal in Fond du Lac County, which is also supposed to be more of like a one-stop hub to really create one-on-one connections for resources. So just knowing that that's available and that's something that the community will be offering soon as well.
I just want to say that I think that is a great service that you took that on as the library, that it wasn't just like contact somebody else, it's not my problem. The fact that you saw that there was a need in our community, even if it wasn't related to reading materials or something of that nature, I do appreciate, and I think speak for the board that we appreciate that you took that initiative, so thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I gotta give the handoff to the staff. I mean, they're the one who brought it to my attention, and they're the ones that were asking for the resources, and I followed it up on it, and they've been asking for a resource to be updated. So it's really great for all the staff as well. And then facilities, so the gutter and eaves trough cleaning, we contacted a local contractor, Custom Anything. He should be coming by to clean the gutters either this week or next week. That'll probably be about $750 to do all of our gutters, just because it has some extra safety concerns where he'll have to like tie himself to a ladder and stuff like that. And then also kind of adjacent to the renovation updates that will be coming up, we're trying to figure out how best to communicate with the public all of the goings on of the renovation if they don't come and watch the library board meetings. So Ben, Susie, and Libby are developing a renovation webpage to be on our website. So I'll share it over here real quick. So it'll have like updates here at the top. We're trying to figure out how to better do this. And then it'll have a timeline of all of the work that's actually been doing, kind of like as a live stream of all the stuff that's going on here. And then that way we can kind of filter people if they have additional questions. It'll all just be right here on this webpage. And then I think that's it for my...
Is that the corner back here?
Yeah, that is the corner back over here. Yeah. So that is all that. And then we'll look at a different slideshow when we get to the renovation updates that I threw together, some photos that we've taken. So that is all of that. And then...
So does the webpage have like what, like a rendering of what you're expecting, or that?
That's what we're hoping to do with this top section. Okay. We want it to be like a bullet point list of all of the updates and improvements that are coming in the different phases. We don't want to get too in the weeds with like actual dates and timelines in case those change. And then we want to have a picture of like the blueprints. Mm-hmm. We wish we could use the 3D renderings, but it is proprietary material that the architect doesn't want to share out. So we're trying to figure out how we can follow that, but also be as communicative with the community as possible. Yeah. So we're hoping to continue doing updates on this page, as well as it's always included in our monthly newsletter. We have a renovation spotlight and update. So this will be the spot to get all of the renovation updates, especially if you're not on Facebook or any form of social media. This is the place to go. Cool. And then for statistics, I did something a little different this month for statistics. If you look in your packet, it'll show up. So I put together something more of like an infographic style rather than just the Excel spreadsheets. So you can kind of look at these things more at a glance instead of trying to pan over. Mm-hmm. So these are really like the important things that we talk about every month.
Yeah, this is easier to look at.
Awesome. Great, yeah, and then I ran out of like little icons that I wanted to use for the program, so I'm still working on it. But, so it's blank right now.
I can't read it now.
Yeah, it's unusable. So we had 5,500 patron visits, which is great in our community of just over 7,000.
Sure.
971 active card users, which means that they have used their library card in some way, if that's like using an electronic resource, checking out a book, checking out a digital book on Overdrive. They have somehow been interactive this past month. And then we had 612 actual like question interactions at the desk, which is just a fun one to include to show that they're interacting with us as staff and getting use out of the library as a resource.
So you have the staff just make a note or something?
Yeah, they tally everything. So at the end of the year for the annual report, we need to have that tallied anyway. So it's just nice that we do it every day. out of habit, and we just like,
Is there an automatic way, or do they make a?
they make tallies, and then we count it, and then I do math.
In an old school.
Yeah, it's honestly just the easiest way instead of trying to find a form, and if somebody
Yeah,
accidentally
yeah,
deletes the
right.
whole thing, it's like,
Right.
that's the entire year of data. Online access, so this is just computer sessions as well as Wi-Fi. I kind of separated it out into the different computer sessions and minutes. So 291 that could be unique users or just the amount of times that somebody logged into the computer using their card, and then 499 Wi-Fi users. I kind of split this up for the bottom value price on there. I'll show you a really cool thing that Winnifox does about you can estimate the value that your library is giving your community.
So is that when they sit out in their car too? I mean, how do you know they use the Wi-Fi?
Oh, because they like it. We have on our system for the Wi-Fi, it like clocks who's on it.
So they do if they're sitting outside
If
their
they're
car,
sitting
which I
outside in
do
their
see
car,
once in a
it's
while.
like, this is a new device.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
But they could also be sitting in the library.
They could be sitting in the library, they could
Mostly
be sitting in
they
the parking lot. They're using the library Wi-Fi somehow,
Yeah.
regardless of hour, and it clocks it. And we have our fantastic Pete Hodges, who works at Winnifox. He does all of the statistics for all of the tech stuff, and so he sends that number every month. And the circulation, we had great circulation, 10,000 items total, 8,000 of those were physical items, and then digital items were just over 1,700. Every library I've seen is riding that 80% to 20% line, so we are right in line with every other library that I've worked at. Meeting room use, so 109 meeting room reservations, 70 were for the small rooms, and then 39 for the large rooms. This is not including library staff, meetings, or programs. So this is purely just community members using and booking the space.
And that's just for July.
This is just for July.
So that looks like a time saver if you could somehow get that online, but not right now, right? You're
Yeah,
putting
not
it on
right
the
now.
calendar, but at some point maybe.
That would be the dream, would be
Yeah.
to use some kind of different like meeting room service so that it's kind of almost connected to our regular calendar, so that you can kind of see everything at a glance instead of checking, do we have a program today? Do we have a meeting room use? Do we have?
Right.
So we would love to do that, but it's just the cost and the ability does all of the tech play nice together. And then added in program data this month. Many thanks to Linda and Susie for getting all of the numbers in for the month. I know it was a tough ask. So we had 29 programs through the month of July, which is amazing. We only have 31 days in July, and we're closed on Sundays, and we generally don't have programs on Saturdays. So that's an amazing number. 700 people participated. The majority of these are going to be your youth programs right here, 361 participants for story times and all of the interactive crafts that we hold. And then this big number I was playing around with. So in general, like if we take all of these statistics and plug it into this cool Winnifox tool, it says that we've provided about $98,000 worth of service to the community just this month. Yeah, so it's a really cool calculator, which I didn't prep and put up on my screen.
Doug, have you ever read for the kids at story time?
No, I've never had that. I've read to little kids in other videos before.
You know, the Berlin Library, I like the story time you have also.
Yeah.
Celebrities.
Yeah, Linda does such a great job.
Ooh,
So,
What'd she say?
I said celebrities, like your local council.
I read to children in other videos.
so Winnifox is our library system that we are a part of, and so you can use this as an individual or you can use this as a library. You can just use this form, and so you can choose Fond du Lac City of Ripon, and then it calculates like what your specific value in return for your tax rate if you're using it as an individual. I just did the general value received monthly. The reports we get doesn't specify between hardcover, paperback, or anything like that. I mean, I could run it, but that would be an egregious amount of work to do. So I just did the lowest cost item for books, which is paperbacks. So that would even just give us $7 of value just per paperback. And then, so like use of computers versus wireless for 1 hour. So that's why I broke those down into those specifics so that we can refer it back to to the spreadsheet. So like if you do just 1 hour, it costs $9 approximately. So I really love this as, you know, the conversation between the community and us going to budget season. This is just a really great way to show specific monetary value that the library is providing to the community for
Is this
such a.
in here or is that?
No, this is a totally separate thing that I just started using this month because I think it's really important. Yes.
So if average cost of hardcover is like $30 at least, so if we tease that out and it was 50 hardcovers, that would be an insane, that would be even more than 100,000.
Yes.
And a paperback, $7 is on the low side. They're more like 15 to 20 even sometimes, depending upon the binding, I think.
Yeah, it very much depends. So because I didn't have the specific numbers, I just
Right.
wanted
so-
to do it on the safer side of like undercutting it a little bit.
Right,
But I
right.
mean, even $100,000 of value is something that I don't think most people are, they don't know that that's the amount of value that the community is getting.
Right. No, they don't, and this might help, at least a little bit. Yeah. So it's hard to disagree with the cost of the stuff, and while maybe sometime in the future you can go, I'm bored, and you tease out the hardcover and the paperback. Well, I'm trapped here because of a storm and the tree fell and blocked it. I'm stuck here, but the internet still works. But yeah, that would be, I would have to think it would be even more. But that's on the low side, so that's fine.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even like the children's books, I believe, go up to like $10.
Oh, they're insanely high.
Yeah. So, and then even the cost of like an overdrive audiobook, I mean, they put it as like $9, which, I mean, they're also wildly expensive if you actually price out what it
Right.
is. It's like $60 to $80 per copy just for a regular ebook. Audiobook is probably twice as much. So they kind of bundle them all together there. But again, I think it's just being on the lower end because again, nobody thinks even that number is as high as it would be. So yeah, so moving forward, I plan on doing this, and at the end of the year, I'll put together something that says like, this is the amount of money that the community saved by using their public library. This is the value as prescribed by like commercial value.
Good.
Love it.
Cool, and then that is everything from me, I think, Heather. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over financials. Okay, looks like we have the normal checks being paid out. I do see that Color Theory and blood was paid, so that's good. Nothing really unexpected on here. Anybody have any questions? Okay. All right.
Is this what you didn't have, but then you got it by today?
I got it today.
Oh, wow, that was, thank you. So, but we don't know that we'll always have it on the day of the meeting.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, I'm
enough time ahead for you to get it
gonna
right.
work more with Sean. I mean, I had a backup planned in case.
Okay.
I followed up with Sean this morning and he got it to me within the hour. But I did have a backup of like my internal documents, which technically would be even more up to date to today. It's just the stuff that hasn't even been paid out yet, because of how I keep track of it, which is like, these are all of the invoices that are going out and subtracting it from our general budget.
Well, I guess we don't want you to do double work, so we had talked about if it's not available, we could back it up a month. So, I don't know, Lisa, what you guys think, but if it's a lot of extra work for you, I don't know that we can't just, right?
Yeah, we could, just let me know if you want us to push it out.
Okay.
So whatever is easier for you
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Jane.
I think also this month, like Sean, like most of us, it's budget season, and so
Yeah.
he's kind of in the weeds
Keeping
with
it up,
doing
yeah.
all of the other
Sure.
stuff. So I
But you
think
just
the
turn on the
meetings
Nancy
today-
charm and just say,
Yeah.
Help.
all right, looking at the library fund, I don't think there's anything, it looked like there was much activity during this last period. Any questions or concerns about that?
No,
Okay.
I don't have any.
Alright. And then what about the capital projects fund? Any questions or comments about that? Looks like it transferred from other funds. Is that, where did we transfer that from? Let's see.
Oh, the transfer from other funds is because there was something that was allocated into our general budget, and so Sean has started making all of these journal entries out of our general budget into just the capitals fund. And so that's why we're seeing transfer from other funds, is just because he's reallocating what should be out of our regular budget to keep a better handle on what exactly is being spent on the renovation specifically.
Okay. And we did the design payment.
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions or comments on that? You got the Winnipox?
So the design payment, the actual amount is how much?
That was for $76,370.89.
And year to date, 222.
Where are you seeing that?
That is on the back of,
It's on the back of the capital
Capital
projects,
projects
it's
fund.
double-sided. So one side is like revenues, and then the other side is the expenditures.
It's opposite the page of the anthem.
Gotcha, that helps, thank you.
any questions about that at all? Okay. Alright, so. Next, we have the renovation update.
Renovation updates. Cool. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Sing it, yeah.
I'm pretty notorious for being very sing-songy, sorry. So DPW very nicely came over and grabbed the end caps that were left behind, and we didn't have a place to store them, so they came over and grabbed them and put them over at City Hall. So we're storing them for free. We didn't have to huck them over to the storage unit in Berlin. So that saved us a lot of money and time, and they were so nice to come over and do it. So once phase 2 gets started sometime in February, we will probably be taking them up on more storage space, also for additional furniture, and storing additional end caps in there when our shelving goes into storage. So that is what that is. This was before everything got torn out. Up in the children's wing, so all of the materials are gone, the ceiling is kind of out, and then the fireplace over here has been disassembled. So this is all, just this middle section of ceiling tiles is this. It's as tall as I am on the cart, which is just, it's so many ceiling tiles. And so they're hoping to also store those ceiling tiles somewhere, which is why I included this picture.
They can put them back?
Yeah, they're thinking
Wow.
about putting them back or
Wow.
like saving them for any of the damaged ones that they come across. So just to reduce the amount that they have to
Because they
purchase
probably
new
have
ones.
new for,
Yeah, so they're gonna be storing a lot of
did
those.
staff help with some of the removal, or was that mostly contract?
No, this is all contractors going on. Staff
Good.
they did all of the library related stuff in here, so all of the shelving units and all the books and all of that labor they did. Which, woof, that's a lot of work to put in. So we're already trying to plan out how we're gonna do the February move. We're probably gonna be looking at closures during that time, maybe that week before the project begins. Because we wanna stay as open as and accessible as possible to the public during our renovation. Our plan is to move a third of the collection down into this room onto shelving units that we reassemble in here, and then that way it's still browsable. We'll also have a temporary checkout station in this room for people, and then the other 2/3 of the collection will have to be put in boxes in the Nash room. But yeah, so like transferring all of that material as well as all of the children's material that's still in that wing, so we're probably gonna be looking at a week of closing during that time period to get that done.
Many months or whatever would this room be unavailable then?
So this room would be unavailable between probably December. December is probably when we would start moving shelving into here, December to June, so 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise it's just, there's no other way.
No, I mean, it's better than moving them to some offsite place.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying our best to figure it out and make the logistics work.
So where would we meet then for?
Well,
We can meet somewhere, I'm thinking about bigger groups than us that use this room, obviously, but yeah.
And any of the rooms are just virtual, worst case scenario.
Yeah, we could always do it virtual
Yeah.
during that time if we
I'm
need
not
to.
too worried about that, upstairs or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good question. And then they tore up the entire sidewalk up front. This is where they found the surprise utility lines that are actually in front of the building, and then they wrap around the building into the back. So that was a bit of a surprise.
so what kind of utility lines were they?
What was that, sir?
What kind were they?
There was water, there is, I think there was gas, and I think one of the electric lines. Yeah, so they found just about everything over here. So they're digging up and redoing it. And then they've re-poured the concrete up here, and this is gonna be the temporary entrance right over here on the side. So they're working on all of that. And then in the back, like we were talking about, so even if you took a peek out of the windows on this side, I took a walk on the trail to see if there's a good photo opportunity. So you can see that all of this is already poured. So from here over and then here, this is all new cement. And now they're working on grading this big hill to make it do the kind of zigzag back and forth to make it a walkable path.
Sure.
So they're currently working on grading that.
Who took this picture?
I did. I was here very early one day.
Multi-talented.
And went over and took this photo. And then this is actually what the children's wing looks like currently. All of the flooring is gone now as well. And then the fireplace wall was a little bit of a surprise as well. They weren't expecting that it would just be, the backside would just be brick. They thought it would be like finished more from when the fireplace went in. So the architects are figuring out what to do with that because they thought this was gonna be level with the other windows or something. But yeah, so it is all coming along. There's a lot of activity going on every day. Some days you walk in and you're like, what is that noise? So yeah, so that is everything going on with the renovation right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the Volker State update, I met with Tom Kuehler, who is a local accounting tax preparer in town. Gave him the information that we had. I only had one folder of information. It didn't seem like a lot, and then subsequently I found out from Nancy that we actually had 3 more folders full of information, and so I was able to get that to him. He said he has to contact the Social Security office to get information in order to prepare the taxes, and he said it might be easier if we had a transfer by affidavit. And so I got that completed and notarized, and we'll be dropping that off by him. Nancy did receive an additional check, was it? I can't remember what bank you said it was from.
Horicon.
Horicon
It was the
Bank.
same bank.
Okay. So we thought all of Mr. Volker's accounts had been closed at Horicon, but there was an additional check that was sent out for around $988. And so we're taking care of, Nancy is taking care of that, don't give me any credit there. And then I also, I signed and sent in the form from the Smucker, well, it's CompuShare, to cash out those shares that Mr. Volker left us. So that is in process. And I know that I have a budget of $750, I think is what we voted on. When I talked to Tom, he said that it would be probably around $500 in order to file. If it gets beyond that, then he and I are gonna have a conversation about what that cost is gonna look like. So I dropped off the additional information to him, I think last week, and then I got the affidavit, transfer of affidavit signed and notarized today, so I'll be dropping that off by him in the morning. So that is my update for both.
And this is why you are our president. Thank you.
Yes.
But Lisa, I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, no problem, happy to do it.
How do you spell Coular? Is it Tom?
Keuler. He's right on the corner of Douglas and
Been here forever.
East Fond du Lac Street, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
forever. And that's where my apartment is, so
Oh,
I was like, I can just walk across my front lawn and I can just drop this off. It worked out really well. All right, pay for performance update.
Cool, that's me again.
That is you have the floor.
So this one, I gave you guys the whole packet that actually, City of Ripon has moved from like a classic wage scale. If you have looked at government wage scales, it's always like a step plan. So City of Ripon moved recently to a pay for performance plan, where the idea is that every year, if you're passing your evaluations, you will be receiving a cost of living increase adjustment. That will be put in place and agreed upon by City Council. They will vote on what percentage that will be. And then there's an additional 1 to 2 to 3%, depending on how the budget works that year, opportunity for higher performers to get an additional raise every year. So in your board packet, there is all of the information from the City of Ripon pay plan and program. So I wanted to include it and just give you guys kind of a general update on it to know that it exists, and whoever is on like the financial committee talking about the budget, if we are moving with the pay for performance program, that has to be voted on by the board if we're going to change how we do the wage scales. I believe our wage scale is currently planned as a 3% COLA increase every year anyway. So this actually provides additional opportunity for people to going up above and beyond, like moving $17,000 worth of furniture for us, to have that included in their longevity in their wages, all kind of built in. But yeah, so I look forward to discussing it more at length with whoever the committee ends up being. And presenting that to the board in a fuller package, probably at the next board meeting. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about that program.
Well, that was actually an excellent transition because the next topic is establishing the budget committee and director evaluation. Let's see. I'm just making a note so I don't forget. We have to add that to the agenda. Okay, so Nancy sent out an email when she sent out the agenda, and I kind of just wanted you guys to think about what committees you wanted to be on. If you don't care, I will assign, I'm fine with that, but I just want to hear if anyone has any preferences.
How many are there total?
2.
We just had the 2, we don't have all those other things we have.
Right.
yeah, the 2 are budget and director evaluation.
And director eval.
Budget.
Okay.
I'll do the director eval.
Okay.
Whatever you want to put me on.
I'm gonna put you on budget because you're the
Yeah,
the money man.
that'd be fine.
Correct? Preference?
Director? We're good friends.
I don't really have a preference for budget, probably.
Okay. Nancy?
Director, because money's like.
Did you see how I skimmed over the financials? I was like, oh, it looks weird, it's good enough for me.
Board president, I have a question.
Yes,
We just have the 2 committees?
yes. Do you think?
We weren't good. Well, the social committee was more an ad hoc thing, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
We don't do
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
Okay,
Thank you for reminding me.
I am not great with financials.
okay, director it is. Whoops. I put director down instead of Nancy.
Who else on financial then?
Janet,
Lisa, I said.
Doug, Tiffany,
Lisa.
and I'm on both actually, so, yes. It will be Janet, Doug, Tiffany, and me. And then for the director, Travis, Brett, Nancy, Dakota, and also me.
Good.
All right.
And then we'll meet, how often is typical?
That's a good question. Doug, you want to be in charge of the meeting again? for
Sure.
budget, or
Yeah, that's fine, we could have a,
or do you want me to, I can schedule the meeting.
why don't you schedule the meeting and I could share it if you want, or however.
Okay, that works for me. And then, same with the director, you want me to handle the scheduling of that? And then, or does someone wanna stand up and say, please let me do it? Anyone?
I will just mention,
Bueller?
I will mention that if you have
Good
4
enough.
additional members
Wait,
on the
just-
director eval committee, you'll have a walking quorum.
I'm sorry, say that again?
So
Oh.
you shouldn't have 4 members
Okay.
on one of the subcommittees, because then you're gonna have to have it posted and it has to be a public meeting.
Right.
It has to be under your quorum.
I did not know that. Look at her, Miss Rules. Okay, so,
That's why we hired her.
so then does someone not,
Well, doesn't a committee have to be posted regardless? Because like our county board committees are 5 members, which is not a quorum of the county board, but we have to post agendas for all of our committees.
So you're saying even Lisa counts? We can't even have 4 including Lisa?
Because I think we're still meeting as a public body in a committee.
Yeah,
don't
we
you have
kind
to-
of are right meeting, so I think maybe you could still have 4 and just post them, because
Yeah.
I don't see that it's a big deal. If it's the
Okay.
director's evaluation, then we go into closed
Yeah.
session about that, because there's an
That's true.
exception to do that.
Yeah.
Then you could convene the meeting, and then roll call, and then go right into closed session, and close the door and deliberate of what you're going to talk about. Okay, so it might be 10 minutes, might be 15, then you just reconvene an open session, and that's it. And you adjourn.
If it does turn into an issue, I will go wherever you want me to.
I think you just post it.
okay,
Just post it, and if it's open, and anybody can come in, I'm fine with that. If it's closed, then they
That makes sense.
shoot them out of the room. That's very simple.
Yeah, that totally works. Every county community does how they do their committees a little differently. I think by letter of the law, you don't have to post your committees if it's less than a quorum.
Okay, I've actually never heard that.
Yeah.
Like I'm on the
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of just post everything because then they're more
Yeah.
transparent.
But yeah, I'm all in favor of posting it if that's how you wanna run it.
I think that's the best way. Then you don't screw up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then no one's saying, oh, you should have done it, then they're
Mhm.
fighting over some nuance, but we don't need to do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
excellent, I like it. But I do appreciate that you have that knowledge
Yeah,
of
that's helpful.
when we're, stepping into some sort of potential trouble that you, hey, she saved me a couple of times, so. I'm always
Honestly, he's been doing
appreciative.
this for a while.
Yeah. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to the action items. We're gonna start with the Whispering Pinesville, and Nancy, I want you to share what you have learned about that.
Sure. So Whispering Pines, so this was another one, so when Mary kind of handed things off, she had successfully set the library as the mailing address for any mail that's coming in from our voter. So that's how all of this random stuff is coming into us. I'm just like opening the mail and it's a surprise every time. So I opened a past due statement from Whispering Pines, which is like a nursing rehabilitation facility. And so Mr. Volker had
Here in
been,
Ripon.
what was that?
It's in Ripon.
Yeah, it's here in Ripon.
Just one more
Um,
question.
so he had been going to co-therapy appointments at Whispering Pines, and he had paid a certain amount of it, but hadn't paid in full. So we are still on the hook for the remainder. Yeah,
Which is 177.37?
yeah, 177.
Alright, so do I have a motion to?
I make a move, we pay that bill.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion
And
carried.
can you track it somehow? Do we have an account so it comes out of the Volker stuff? You can track it somehow.
We're tracking it, so what Sean has done is part of like the transfers in and out that he's doing of the accounts. Because there's been so many more invoices than we thought we were going to be paying. And so he actually set up a separate account that's just called like building, because the intention was that once the Wawa house sold, we were just gonna offset all of the costs. And so Sean has been like putting everything into this account and like adding up all of the invoices, and then at the end, once everything has been accumulated, we'll pay it all out. Yep.
Wonderful. Okay. So, I need a motion for the budget committee appointments, and that is for Janet, Doug, Tiffany, and Tiffany, I guess.
I'll make a motion to accept that budget committee appointments.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. All right, and I need a motion to approve the director evaluation committee of Travis, Breck, Nancy, and Dakota.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, the final item is the director travel and attendance at the Association of Rural and Small Libraries conference. It's a big concert, we're all playing. Nancy, would you like to tell everybody about it?
Sure. So the Association of Rural and Small Libraries Conference is taking place in Albuquerque, New Mexico this year. My presentation proposal was accepted. It's presenting on smaller library staff safety in the building, as well as how to handle patron behavior, and make sure that there's communication with all staff in that capacity, and how to keep everybody safe when there's things going on that aren't following your behavior policy. So I would be presenting with actually Shauna Library staff. We had put this in before I had left my position and had not heard if we would be accepted in the interim. It's a really great conference. I think that there's so much to learn from libraries of different sizes for what you can apply in different places. So I would be really looking forward to go. Also, I've already paid for everything. So it's no cost to us, it's already all paid for.
I'll make a motion to accept the Director of Travel and Attendance to the Association of Rural and Small Library Conference.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
So enjoy.
Thank
Yeah.
you, I'm so excited to go.
All right.
And
Motion
that
to-
occurs when?
That is September 17th through the 20th.
We doing a motion to adjourn?
What was that?
Are we adjourning? Did I hear you say that?
I was about to say that, but then I really want to know what you said. When is this happening?
Oh, September 17th through the 20th is when it's
Okay, I'll try to hold off having to email you 30 times, but
I was just gonna say, can you turn your phone off there?
that might be a good idea. Okay,
All that are
so,
here, you need to call us.
do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Hey.
Oh, now she pipes up.
There you go.
You guys are too fast.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
I don't know.
We're adjourned. Thank you,
I don't
everyone.
want to adjourn.